So this video is about the new metrics that we will have from the sign-up forms and the revenue that now is counted for the sign-up forms and how those things work. So what are the two metrics that we have? We have two different metrics, submitted form and completed form. Submitted form is if you have a form with multiple steps and people submit one of the step but not the others, this would be submitted form. But if people finish all of the steps, then this would be completed form. So completed form should always have less people than submitted form, except if all of our forms have only one step, and then those would be equal, I guess. So that would be the main thing about the two different metrics. This is automatically added for all of our clients, so they're set to be like this. They're looking with the gear sign and form completed by profile and form submitted by profile. So these are the numbers that we are having. So you see how completed is always less than submitted, because usually our forms have more than one step and people are submitting the first step but they're not finishing the form. Usually the second step is like more information or SMS or something like that, so people are less inclined to leave that information to us. But that is about the metrics that we are having. We can use those metrics to trigger flows, to create segments, to do whatever you want with them, as with any other metric. Also, based on our choices, we can set up how to look at the revenue of the sign-up forms. So what we can do, if we go now to the forms, we will see that we have this thing here, revenue. And this is telling us how much revenue that form made. Usually our forms are not for revenue. This would be important, for example, if we say to someone, if you submit a form to get a discount code and then provide the discount code in the form itself, and then people can take that code and go buy. In that regard, it will be more accurate. But most of our forms right now are with the purpose of people leaving their emails, so we can send them the email with discount or whatever. So our forms are not that urgent when it comes to selling, but in case we want to do that, we can. The basic thing that we are seeing here is last 30 days data, and also it is the basic is the 2 hours period, meaning when someone submits the form, if they buy in the next 2 hours, this would be counted towards the total revenue that we are seeing here. The next thing that comes from it, how to configure this, the revenue thing, we can click here on the gear sign, and then we can have things here. So what are we tracking? When someone submits any step, or when someone get to the success step, meaning they complete. So should we track revenue only when people submit at least one of the steps, or only when they complete the whole form? The basic setup, and I suggest we leave this to any step, and then look back window. This is what I was saying before, like when they submit the form, how much time we are giving them to buy, so we can count it toward the form. The basic setup, again, it is for 2 hours, but we have several options to change, and the biggest one that we can change to is 24 hours, and we have 1 hour, half hour, and 50 minutes, and we can't do manual thing. We can only pick one of these 5 options. Again, most of our forms are not relevant for revenue. We don't have them for revenue. We get them to gain subscribers, so still the submitted rate would be more important revenue here. But in case you have a form or pop-up or slide out or whatever you have with the purpose of trying to make people sell for that specific form, it may be useful to have a better time frame. The next thing is sign up form tab. Now we already talked about this, the revenue tab, so we have this here, but also we have additional analytic page. So how to get to the analytic page and see more about the revenue is you can either click the form, or you can click on the 3 dots and go to analytics, and this will show you the numbers for the form. So now you will see in the last 7 days how many forms were submitted. Let's put it to 30 days. So you'll see that in the last 30 days, as we were seeing in the previous page, we have 1.1 thousand revenue, submit rate, how many submits, how many people view the form. And here we have some additional information. This is the usual that we had before. So how many viewed, how many submitted, but below it, we also have revenue information. So we have how many people have total revenue, we have average order value, we have orders. So you see this is daily, one person bought. So most of the time it's like one person buying, so and it depends on how much they spend during that purchase. And then this is submit rate, and we had one more thing. Let's see. We can also do it by day or by week. Here, if it is not set to placed order and you want to see how many placed orders, you should make sure that you do that. But yeah, mostly that is where you can see more information about it. In the analytics, there should be more information like this saying, yeah, we already seen this. So like there would be information saying like how many people have bought, stuff like that. So if you're interested into that, I'm not sure if this information would be available for us to create segments or stuff like that, or it's more just analytical. It doesn't say so here, but in general, the information would be there. And last thing, if we have A/B test, it will be shown in this way. So the A/B test results are not shown in graphs, but they're shown as numbers here. So yeah, that is mostly about this. So additional options, we have additional metrics now to trigger different things, and we have more information of how those forms are performing revenue wise and how much revenue is coming from the forms that we are having. Again, this is not mostly relevant from our current strategies, but if in the future we have strategies where we want people to buy because of the sign-up form or the pop-up or slide out, then this would be really useful for us to know. And yeah, that would be it. Thanks.
Want to unlock hidden revenue in your emails? Our email marketing audit gives you full clarity on what's working, what's not, and exactly what to fix first. Here's how it's done. We start with your list growth, reviewing your opt-ins and SMS collection for quick wins. Then, we audit your email flows using our traffic light system. Green for what's great, yellow for what needs work, and red for what's missing. Next, we check your campaigns and segmentation, benchmark your performance, and give tips to boost clicks and conversions. We even analyze your deliverability and design so your emails look great and actually land in inboxes. But the best part? You get a live walkthrough with one of our specialists, plus an actionable plan you can implement right away. Get your audit in just 3 business days. Book now and turn your emails into a revenue machine.
Hey, if you're watching this and you like what you see, please hit subscribe and hit the bell because it helps us grow our channel.